Quick live, guys. Quick live. Quick live.
Talking strength, talking persistence.
Getting what you want.
Let's do it.
More lives.
This is what the people wanted. More lives, more life. Yo, we got a viewer. Just get set up a little bit. We're gonna be talking some strength, some persistence. There we go. All right, we got a couple viewers. Y'all, if you tapping in, let's comment on here. We're just talking some strength, some persistence. Hope y'all doing well. Hope you blessed. Hope you on your journey doing what you need to do. Happy Tuesday. Hope y'all getting to it and whatever matter that looks like, whether you're improving in your health, you're improving in your finances, you're improving in your relationships, your confidence, your inner fulfillment, whatever it may be. But I think the two principles that I added in the title of this video are extremely important to actually getting what we want, which is strength and persistence, right? It's like, I think persistence is the number one thing that we have to have on this journey to keep going. Tiffany, what's good with you, Tiffany? Can I give you a shout out? Shout out Tiffany. Is that what you're looking for? I don't know where else. We got 20 viewers. So yeah, who's feeling strong today? Who's feeling like persistent? Who's moving towards their dreams? What's going on with you, Ray J? I fuck with your dreads. I fuck with you, Abby. Where did we just get 20 viewers? But yeah, like if you coming into live right now, what we doing, we is talking about strength. We is talking about persistence. We talking about getting to it. We talking about staying strong. We talking about constantly moving forward with intention towards our goals and never stopping, in face of resistance, in face of temptation, in face of anything that we going through in life, we have to keep going. So y'all comment, what are we working on right now? Are we working on making more money? Are we getting, better health? Are we getting better in our relationships? Are we becoming more confident? Are we getting more social? Are we tapping in with more fulfillment? What's popping from Russia? Keep calm, like, and subscribe. Y'all like the live if you're in the live. What are y'all going through? Just did an exercise 30 minutes ago. Hope you're proud because I'm 13. Hey, bro, that's what we love to hear. That's what we love to hear. We love to hear y'all getting to it. So, the reason I wanted to make this video and kind of what sparked the thought of coming on here and just talking about strength, persistence, and constantly moving towards our dreams is because, today was tough. Today was tough. It was tough mentally. We all have those moments of doubt. We all have those moments of frustration. We all have those moments where we question ourselves and wonder, is what I'm doing working? Is what I'm doing worth it? I find myself this week actually researching and looking up, like, what's the benefits of righteousness? Like, what's the benefits of getting on the journey towards, the best version of yourself? And, You know, a lot of times we have to have those subtle reminders of like, okay, what I'm doing right now is going to be worth in the end to stay persistent. Because truly the only moment where you really lose, the only moment where you really fail is when you quit. I know we've all heard it, but like how many of us start and stop something? How many of us start reading that book and then put the book down, never pick it up again? How many of us start the course and then we never follow through with the course? How many of us, you know, go to the class, but then we don't go to all the things in the class? So this is where, you know, we don't only need persistence, but we need to constantly becoming stronger in our journey. We need to constantly be gaining more muscle in our journey so that way we can carry a heavier load. You know, strength is always to carry a heavier load, right? So what y'all talking about here? Happy birthday, Joanne. You're new. Motivation to study for my calculus final right now. Hey, bro, you just gotta remind yourself why you're in school. Why are you here? What are you going after? Where am I from? I'm from Michigan. I'm currently in Texas. I'm trying to grow the size of my head. Why? I have a big head. You don't really want to grow the size of your head, and you know you'll have issues with hats and things. My name's George. Shout out George. Consistency equals longevity. Keep doing what I love and keeping it moving. Right. Consistency equals longevity. And to stay consistent, we have to be persistent. To stay consistent, we have to be persistent. To stay consistent, we have to be persistent. And in order to be persistent, we have to be strong. So strength accumulation is the foundation, and the foundation of strength is energy. So I've been really focused on like energy management lately, you know, focusing on what I'm putting into my body, what am I putting into my head, what am I giving to others? Because a lot of times, you know, we don't necessarily lose energy from, you know, all the things that we think we do. Oh, I didn't get enough sleep. Oh, I didn't eat the right foods. These things like that. It's usually when we have leaks in our energy, leaks by being around the wrong people, leaks by, you know, allowing certain ideas to penetrate our mind. So it's very important that you cultivate your environment first when it comes to energy management, because you know just your environment can be giving away so much energy to not really help out. So I'm 15, I'm gay, and my parents don't the fuck like that. How can I help myself? Um, you know you can I don't know your belief system, but you said you're gay and your parents don't like it. I mean, at the end of the day, are your parents living your life? No. So, you know, at the end of the day, we all have to come to that point. This is part of the strength too. Like this relates to the topic. At some point in our life, we all have to get to the point where we're fully self-reliant, you know, where we stop caring about what other people think, whether it's our parents, which is probably the toughest. But once you overcome that, you can stop caring what your friends think. You can stop caring what society think. You can stop caring about this person think, this person think. In my personal opinion, I only take advice from people that I want to be like. The results that they have in life, I want to have those similar results. So if you're looking at your life and you're thinking like, okay, I'm gay, I would go look at the relationship that you want, you know, and what do they say about, you know, that topic, right? It's not necessarily in my ideology of like how to live the best life, but hey, you know, to each his own. Who am I? Hobbies are the key to happiness. Interesting. That's a good way to it's interesting. I mean, I think there's not just one key to happiness. It's kind of tough to like sum up happiness into one thing because I don't know about you, but you know, over time, what made you happy in the past cannot make you happy in the present. So as we grow, as we evolve, you know, different things tend to make us happier. But this is where, you know, again, part of the strength comes in. It's like self-awareness. Like self-awareness is strength. The ability to face yourself constantly, the ability to ask yourself the tough questions, the ability to say, hey, is this my own doing? Is this my own thoughts, or am I following what somebody else has in my life? How do I get my parents to accept that I'm gay? Why do you want your parents to accept that you're gay? That's the first question. If your parents can't understand that you want to be happy, try to remind yourself that's what's important to you. Right. Shout out Patrick. James Rodriguez, I have a therapist, so he helps. Thank you. Yeah, brother. At the end of the day, you know, therapists can definitely help, but you know, you're gonna have to ask yourself the questions like, why do I care so much? And you care because they're your parents and you're seeking love from them, but you know, you will truly never get the love that you seek until you give the love that you're seeking to yourself first. And to give that love to yourself first is like you first have to accept you. And when you come into a point where you're like fully accepting of you know, maybe they're peeping out where like this way of living is not maybe bringing you the best quality of life. So maybe they're like, hey, you know, switch it up a little bit to live a better quality of life. But when you fully accept you, when you fully accept like this is the best quality of life for me and I'm living my best life, proverbially, then that's my bad, I had sex. But that's when you they might see that change in you. When you start to really fall in love with yourself. I've noticed that when I love myself more, then people allow me. Are you a booger? Because I'm gonna pick you first. Oh snap! I'm sorry. I love Jesus. Interesting. I went through some shit in January that I won't be sharing, but I still think about it, and it's hard for me. But I'm pushing through it and trying to stop hating the guy who did that to me and my friends. Hey man, we all go through shit. That's the thing about this human experience. Like we all go through shit. Like there's not one of us that's not going through shit. We look at the billionaire. We look at the people that have the quote unquote success that we're looking for. We have the people that's in a worse off situation. All human beings, life is hard, right? Like this is why I'm making this video, because we have to be strong to deal with the hard shit in life, because the billionaire is going through shit, I'm going through shit, you going through shit, the homeless person is going through shit, the president's going through shit. Like everybody's going through shit, but the people that are able to go through shit with a smile on their face and still, have that inner strength, those are the people that ultimately live the best quality of life, because really the quality of our lives is the quality of how we spend our time. So if we spend our time, allowing the shit to affect us, allowing it to penetrate our mental and emotional state, then of course it's going to, really diminish the quality of your life, and you're going to be less fulfilled because of it. But I don't think, us going through shit, us going through pain has to sacrifice our fulfillment. At the end of the day, it's all how we view the situation. So in practicality, how can we exercise more strength when we are going through shit, when there are painful moments, is by consciously deciding to reframe the event into something that's more positive for our well-being. It's hard to do that in the moment. We can see us losing a relationship, us losing a friend, us losing a partner, us losing a homie, whatever it may be. We could view that as a negative, or we can feel that as some pain, as a negative experience, a negative trigger. But then the strong person, the person that's stronger internally, they're gonna look at that event, they're gonna analyze it, they're gonna say, hey, this is probably not in best, the way I'm thinking about this right now is probably not the best for my mental health and my emotional well-being. So I'm gonna decide that this event that just happened, me losing a homie, me losing a relationship, whatever it may be, I'm gonna decide that this is not negative. I'm gonna decide that, God has something better for me, or maybe the universe has something better for me. Or, this, whoever has something better for me. This doesn't mean that this is something negative. This is something positive. This means that this person wasn't meant to be in my life. This means that this person isn't a good fit for where I am right now, right? So it's just like, reframing that is part of the strength that we're doing. And it's not a one-time thing. You have to be persistently focused on what you want. And, honestly, for me, it's like what I want is to feel good majority of the time. So I have to consciously make these reframes for every painful moment. And that just requires more and more strength as the challenges get harder. As we grow, God puts more on our plate. So as the challenges get harder, we're going to have to constantly still reframe those moments. But this is the part of staying persistent with the reframe, staying consistent with the reframe, saying like, hey, every single event, I'm going to continue to do this. And it's going to get harder over time. You're probably going to deal with bigger and bigger challenges over time. But, that's the measure of a man. That's the measure of who you really are inside. And, honestly, we gotta, if you want more, if you want to be more, if you want to have more responsibility, if you want to do more, if you want to have better results in your life, you're going to have to be more internally. You're going to have to be stronger. And this is why I'm making this video, to highlight the importance of the strength and perseverance, because without it, we're going to stay stuck at the same level. You wonder why maybe you're stuck at the same level right now, and it's because that you haven't developed the muscles required for the future events that would come your way if you did level up. God is only going to give us enough to what we can handle. So it's like, if you can't handle somebody leaving your life and never coming back, you can't handle your best friend betraying you, or your best friends talking behind your back, or you losing a whole bunch of money, or you going through a health crisis or a health concern, or family members going through a health crisis or a health concern. If you can't handle those events, I believe that God is not going to necessarily put those in your way. But if they're in your life, I think that you can handle them. And the better that you can handle them, I think the more that you will see the level up start to happen, and the more you'll start to take that next step in life, right? So let me check out what y'all talking about. You cannot rely on others for happiness. You must find it in yourself. Right. Because, others, it's not predictable, right? Like we can't control what others do. So, I believe that, when we have expectations for people, how people should act, like you're assuming that, just because I feel this way, this person's gonna always act like this, and they're always gonna be in my life, they're always gonna treat me good, they're always gonna be like this. Just because you feel like that, just because like you expect that out of the thing, anytime you place that expectation on somebody, you're robbing yourself of the appreciation. One thing could happen or it could not happen. This person could stay with you or they could leave. But if you choose to appreciate no matter what and just appreciate the moment, then it's like, you take away the heaviness of the situation. And people don't like the heaviness because heaviness is associated with like neediness. And in relationships, neediness is repelling. You want to be attractive in life. And to be attractive in life, you want to appreciate everything. You want to welcome it in, all experiences. People go through shit. We can't expect people to act a certain way all the time because, you don't do everything that you want to do all the time. We all have ways that we fall short. So it's like to expect someone else to be perfect or give us the happiness that we seek is just going to leave you in a more painful situation more often than not. 11 people in here. Like the video. Yo, Randy, what's popping? Thank you for your positive energy. Frog, I appreciate you. Do you play football? No, I used to hoop. Follow me at JVN Hodges on Instagram. At JVN Hodges, JAVIANHODGES on IG. I got some me balling in the morning. Yeah, man. All type of shit. Knocking them down, all that. Depression and angst are part of a healthy diet. Balance. I think they're inevitable, right? It's like, most people in life, like, I think depression maybe is a little heavy for me. Like, I think we all get sad. We all have moments of sadness, but depression is more like a prolonged state of sadness. So it's like, I believe personally that we choose how long we want the states that aren't necessarily the most positive to stay in our life. Like if you constantly choose sadness, you wake up in sadness every single day and you go back and you look at the same shit that made you sad yesterday and you play the same music that made you sad yesterday and you think the same thoughts that made you sad yesterday and you move your body in this way that made you sad yesterday and you do the same shit that made you sad yesterday, you're probably going to continue to be sad. So it's like, in order to get out of that state, we have to break the pattern. It's all a pattern of sadness, and we can do that through the way that we move our body. We can do that through the words that we speak to ourselves, through the information that we take in, through what we put in our body. So it's all different ways, but we have to break that state. So I don't think they're part of a necessarily healthy diet. I do feel like the triggers of sadness, the triggers of these maybe diverse more painful emotions, they are inevitable. We're not going to go through life never feeling sad again. But the question is, when you get triggered in the moment of sadness, what do you choose to do with that emotion? Do you choose to allow it to stay by just continuing to do the same shit that got you there? Or do you consciously think, okay, how can I become happier? Like, usually it's all that simple, just by asking a new question. Like, what can I do right now to become happier? What can I do right now to shift my state? What can I do right now to feel more positive? And then the brain starts to come up with answers. Oh, you can go work out. You could probably drink some water. You could probably clean your house up. You could probably go clean the car. You could probably call your mom. You could probably hit up a friend. You could probably watch a movie. You could probably go get a massage. You could probably listen to some happy music. So the brain gonna come up with answers, but the question is like, do you want the answer? That's a strong thing to do, to want to have the answer, because what I've learned is a lot of times we're not necessarily addicted to substances or addicted to negative pleasures, but we're really addicted to the negative emotional states. Like some people will always find a reason to be sad, no matter what happens. They just always find a reason to be sad. Some people always find a reason to be anxious. Some people always find a reason to be fearful. Some people always find a reason to be angry. That used to be me, like always finding a reason to be angry. Like any little thing that didn't go my way, any of these expectations didn't go my way, I'm gonna be mad about it. And this is where it's all coming from. It's like, I go through shit in my life, to where I have to learn how to deal with it. And I don't want to be a victim. I don't want to constantly be complaining. I don't want to look around and look at the results I have and be like, damn, well, I wish I had better friends and everybody's fake. I wish I had a relationship with a girl who, was down and, loved me for the rest of my life. And all women ain't shit. Or I wish I had more money. Well, it's so hard to make money and the economy's bad and this and that. Or I wish I had a better body, but oh, the gym's so far away and the healthy food's so expensive. Like all this is victim mindset. The strength mindset is taking accountability for all results that you're getting in life. And when you take accountability for all results in life, then in that moment you have a choice to make to say, hey, do I want to continue feeling these negative emotions or do I want to change? Let's not be a victim to these negative emotions and be addicted to these negative emotions and keep coming back to these negative emotions and be like, man, well, angry makes me feel good because when I'm angry, it gives me a justification to act a certain way that I like acting. Oh, I want to release some energy. Go release some energy in a positive way. Don't take it out on others. That's weak. So it's like, again, going back to what I said earlier, like self-awareness is strength. The power to choose what you want to feel is strength. The power to say, I'm not going to be a victim of my emotions and the things that happen in my life. I'm going to choose how I want to feel in my life. That's strength. That's what we're talking about here. Strength, persistence. You got to continuously do that over and over again. But the cool thing is, like, as you continue to do it over and over again, you build that strength naturally. Like, strength comes through constant repetition of the muscle. Like, we was in there getting it in today. You feel me? Like, this is only, like, I used to be way skinnier than this. Like, I'm still not where I want to be all the way, but it's like, I used to be way skinnier than this. Like, this only came through constant repetition, under tension, resistance, all these things. And over time, you built that muscle so you can handle more load, right? And that's all we want to do, like to ask for more in your life, to ask for more money, to ask for a better body, to ask for a better relationship, to ask for a family, to ask to travel more, to ask these things, we have to realize that we're asking for more responsibility. We're asking for a heavier load. I was just listening to a podcast earlier. They was all talking about, it was 3 successful black dudes, look just like me, from the hood, made it out, don't rap, don't play basketball, don't play ball at all, made it off their mindset, just made it successful, social media, doing what they do, right? And they was all saying the same thing. They all said, hey, being broke and being rich ain't too much difference as far as happiness levels. And I know you done heard it a million times. Money doesn't make you happy because it's like nobody talks about the more responsibility that comes with the money. Nobody talks about the friends switching up that comes with the money. And nobody talks about all these things that come with the money, the bills, the tax collectors, the clients that you got to deal with, people ask you for money. Once you have a family, the responsibility that comes with taking care of your woman, taking care of your kids, the responsibility that comes from, instead of paying for 1 meal, now you got to pay for 2. Instead of paying for 2 meals, now you got to pay for 4. Instead of taking that 1 plane ticket, now you got to buy 4. So it's like the things we ask for comes with more responsibility. So that's why in the moments of adversity, in the moments when we in the grind, in the moments when we in the trenches, these is the moments to build that strength so we can handle what we asking for in the future. Because if you ain't happy now, don't think that all that shit just gonna make you happy in the future. All that shit is gonna magnify just the state that you're in right now. If you a weak mindset right now and you just had the lottery mentality to where I woke up tomorrow and I was just a millionaire, you probably gonna go trick it off on some prostitutes in Colombia because you a weak-minded man with no discipline, with no self-control. I'm speaking to a lesser version of myself right now, but maybe somebody out there is relating to that, right? So it's just like we must constantly develop our character in the moments where it's required. And the moments where it's required is the moments where we go through the pain, the moments where we question ourselves, the moment where we say, man, is this really working? Man, I've been at this shit for so long. Man, is this really going to be worth it in the end? It's all going to be worth it in the end because it's worth it right now. Because even though, you might not see the progress or necessarily all the results that you want materialistically out there, we all can attest to say that, hey, I'm not the same man I was 5 years ago. I have more strength than I did 5 years ago. I done went through some shit that, I done got through it. It's done got me to this point. If you here right now, you done made it to this point, so you done went through something. You done leveled up from something. You done got stronger from something. So the answer is, like, you could do that again. And, back then it might seem that, you was going through some shit that you didn't know you was going to get through and you made it here now. And right now you might be going through some shit that you don't know if you're going to get through, but you're going to make it through again. And then you're going to get tested again. But when you get tested again, you're going to be battle tested. You're going to be more proven. You're going to be stronger. So what I'm looking for is the secrets to accelerate that strength, to secrets to accelerate the becoming of the strongest man that you possibly could be, or the strongest woman that you could possibly be. Because when you accelerate that progress, then nothing could break you. You know, I'm trying to just be unbreakable out here. Like anything that come my way, I can handle it. Anything you put on my shoulders, I can handle it. Any responsibility you want to have, I can handle it. So like, what are those keys of daily disciplines that you could do to become the strongest, best version of yourself? Well, you can hit the gym. You can remove all vices from your life. You can constantly strive to live to your own code of conduct and the type of life that you want to live, right? Every moment where we break on our character, where we break on our word, when we're not impeccable with our word, and we don't stand on something, we fall for anything. We fall for shit. That's when we get weaker. That's when we chip away at the armor. That's when we're not ready. That's when the pain comes, it affects us more. It stays with you longer. You turn that pain into depression when that pain was just meant to serve you to become something greater. The only way out is through. Right on, frog. The only way out is through. We gotta constantly just attack. You know, look the demons dead in the face. Look whatever pain, struggle you have dead in your face, and just be like, man, look, I'm here. I'm not going nowhere, and I'm ready to grow from it. And it's tough. It's easier said than done. Don't get me wrong. But again, as we do this persistent, as we stay consistent, as we never give up, as we never quit, as we don't even allow that thought to slip into your mind, you feel me? That's when it becomes a lot easier, you know, because then we don't even give it an option. You know, the only way out is through because there's no other option. So spot on, brother. Are you Italian? No, bro, I'm black. Pure nigga. I show speed. Sure. Hi there. Do you know this Greek philosopher, Yasu? No, I don't know that person. You need to do the work. Right. You need to do the work. The work is necessary. The work is required. The work is, you know, most people look at the work as something negative. Most people look at the work as something that, you know, you have to avoid. Most people look at the work as being so painful, but the work is a gift. You know, truly the work is a gift, because without the work, we wouldn't develop the character to handle anything in this life. Because, you know, as much as we want to believe life is all sunshine and rainbows, and as much as you want to believe that, you know, life is all good and, you know, it's all love in the world and there's great things in the world, and that's a good positive mind frame to have, right? To view the positive in all situations. The reality, you know, the masculine part of that, the reality part of that is also that the world is evil. You know, it's also wars going on right now in Pakistan, Israel, you know, people, you know, babies getting killed, there's bombs, there's, you know, it's terrible out here, right? There's people in power that's really trying to manipulate and, you know, have a psychological warfare. You know, you got physical violence, you got, you know, people that's stabbing people on the street, niggas getting shot in the hood every day. You know, it's real war out here, it's real evil out here, it's real shit going on out here. So that's like the truth of the matter, the reality of the matter, as much as we want to have a positive mindset. So we got to be war ready. We got to be battle tested. I heard it once said that I'd rather be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. You know, a lot of this society is gardeners in a war. You know, we in wartime right now, and niggas just like, man, well, let's just let it happen. You know, COVID, let's just put on the mask. Who cares? Whatever. You know, I ain't trying to get canceled, whatever. You know, I don't know how the algorithms be working, but y'all feel what I mean. You know, if you aware, if you tapped in, you see it. So what I'm calling right now is for the warriors. You know, let's be warriors in the garden. You know, we still seeking peace. We still want to cultivate peace. We still want to have, you know, the peace within, the peace in the world, and that's what we're gonna push. We're gonna push love. But at the end of the day, we got to keep it real too. Like, we got to keep it real too, and that's not what's going on out here. If any dudes out there are feeling lost, get a dog. Shout out my dog over here. Awesome. He a real one. Yeah, you know, they help out. They give you that responsibility, and it's also unconditional love, right? Like, a lot of times we be seeking love. Like, it's almost like a coping mechanism. You know, I feel like at certain points in our life, we need certain coping mechanisms, and they may help us get out of a dark spot. At one point, that was weed for me. At one point, that was women for me. At one point, that was maybe porn for me. At one point, that was maybe taking trips and escaping my pain for me. At one point, that was maybe getting fly, doing all these things. But like, as I'm growing, like, ultimate strength is not needing nothing. full detachment, like not needing nothing at all, and like fully relying on self, fully relying on the inner strength, fully relying on the power and the will of God to give you everything that you need, right? But you know, if we are going to add things to our life, let's make sure that it's all around positive, you know. A dog don't got too many negatives to it. You know, you just got the responsibility of keeping up with it. But I think that's a positive, right? You add more to your plate. So I think you spot on with that. It's like training grounds for when you do have a family, when you do have a kid, when you do have, you know, these things. It's like training grounds for that. You know, it's a starter level. You feel me? So I definitely think that's good. Green dog. I hope to adopt a dog one day. It is my dream. Yeah, dogs is lit, bro. I fuck with dogs. You look like an Asian black guy. I get that a lot. It's because of the chinky eyes, but no, my mom is black and white. She's like 75% black and 25% white. My dad full black, 100%. We got some Native American in our family as well, but you feel me? I'm just full black. Emotions are like muscles. The more you allow yourself to get mad, the more mad you will get. You have to stay positive, and you will be positive. Right, I like that. Emotions are like muscles. And another perspective to add to that is like emotions are strategies. You know, a lot of times we have these preconditioned strategies from childhood to get us what we want. Like, you know, our whole body and nervous system is focused on survival. It's focused on getting what we want and to survive. So it's like as a kid, you know, one of the strategies we may have used to get what we want was anger. You know, I want food right now. Nobody's giving me food. Let me get angry because I don't know how to use my words. I don't know how to be the adult yet. I don't know how to communicate yet. So you're at this surface level of love to where it's like if my needs aren't met, what I'm going to use and the strategy I'm going to use is anger to get what I want. And then the people around you, your environment, your mom, your dad, your brother, sister, they might give you what you want. So now that's like the positive reinforcement when we talk about, you know, Maslow and like his study on like positive and negative reinforcement and conditioning. You know, we're conditioning our kids a lot of times to be in negative states as we get older. You know, why reward the behavior of being angry and getting what you want? You know, we have to be conscious of this as parents. I'm not a parent yet, but this is something I'm learning and being conscious of as I grow. And what I learned again is that, you know, these emotional strategies that we use as in youth and childhood, they don't serve us as adults, because once you become an adult, you know, it says in the Bible that, you know, when I was a child, I walked as a child, I talked as a child, but I'm a grown ass man now. You know, I have better strategies for navigating myself in this world. And part of that strategy can be communicating, you know, openly saying what I want, what I'm requesting. And if I'm not getting what I want and it doesn't make sense to me why I'm not getting what I want, I have the power as a man to walk away. I have the power as a man to set that boundary. Okay, bet, I'm not getting what I want. I'm not feeling loved in this area. I'm not feeling served in this area. So I'm going to choose to leave that. And if I can't handle that, if I can't navigate that conversation, if I can't accurately communicate my needs and wants, and then, you know, how can I expect the other person to give it to me? By just getting angry? Like, what am I, fucking 2 years old? What are we, 2 years old? By just getting sad? You know, you deal with some women, they just get sad, and it's just like, you know, they think sadness is the strategy to get what they want. But we have to recognize that humans are not their behavior. They're just these preconceived patterns and conditions that they grew up having. So she probably got what she wanted because she was sad when she was younger, and then her parents gave her what she wanted, and you know, sat in the corner. I'm sad. Well, here you go, sweetie. I'm gonna give you a parent anyway. And then boom, that just reconditioned it, and it happened multiple times. And then you know, she dealt with some, you know, weaker dude in the future, and then that's when you know, she got sad again. And, oh, you don't give me this, and then he conditioned the pattern. So she just began this pattern, conditioning her whole life, and then she run into you, and it's just like, I'm not gonna reward that negative pattern. So then now you just gonna be sitting around sad. Now you in my energy sad, and I don't like sad energy around me because that feels like it's bringing me down. So now I gotta set the boundary. You know, I'm not gonna get mad at her. I'm not gonna attack her. I'm not gonna, you know, whatever. I might try to help her. I might try to bring this to her awareness. Like, hey, babe, like, you know, I totally understand where you're coming from. But like, if you really want me to, you know, give you something in circumstance, all you have to do is communicate, and I'll be happy to do that because I love you. Well, that's not how my parents used to do it. You should be able to just know all these type of things. Well, how can I just know if you're not communicating? You know, I don't know what's going on in your head, right? So it's just like we adults now, like communication is powerful, not these emotional strategies that we use in our youth to get what we want. We have to evolve. Everything else is always changing around us. We got AI now. We got, shit changing every day. But it's like we don't change. We still execute some of the strange strategies. We don't get what we want, we get angry. We don't get what we want, we get sad. Fearful of every situation. We never learn critical thinking skills to analyze, the risk of a situation over the reward of a situation so we could override our fear. How bad is shit really gonna be? Like, that's like an easy question to override fears. Like, what am I really afraid of? But we just, kind of allow these strategies to, again, take hold of us, become victim of the strategies, become victim of our circumstances and our triggers, to where we don't change, to where we don't take accountability, to where we don't say like, hey, this ain't working. This ain't, this might work 50% of the time, but I need something a little bit more consistent. I need something a little healthier. I need something that feels a little bit better, right? So, again, self-awareness is strength. Self-awareness is power. So to be self-aware of like the emotions that I'm feeling right now and recognizing, hey, is this a lower quality emotion or is this a higher quality emotion? If it's a lower quality emotion, why do I feel this? And I'm not saying you have to go back and do a whole childhood analysis and trauma and try to heal all past. I don't really subscribe to that, because I think what you focus on is what you get. So if you just focus on all the negative, you're just probably going to experience more negative. But be like, okay, I'm in this emotion state right now. I'm in this strategy right now. What's a better strategy to get what I want? I'm only in this because I'm probably not getting what I want in some way. I probably have an expectation on somebody. I'm not getting what I want. So how can I shift right now, in order to feel better, to have a better strategy of getting what I want, right? Yes, it is true. Depression doesn't care about your bank account. Right. You look very strong. How did you manifest such a great form? Yes, it is true. Depression doesn't care about your bank account. Depression doesn't care about your bank account. What do you mean by that? So like, if you're depressed, you still have to make money. You still have to show up and perform. Is that it? Yeah, I agree. That's probably what you're saying. And again, this is what I'm saying. Like the strategy that we use. Like depression is just a strategy to hopefully get what you want. You just stay stuck in that emotion. You don't change. You don't get flexible. You don't, get smart and be like, oh, this state ain't really getting me what I want. I still got to show up and perform. So the question is like, what's the best state to come up and show up and perform? What's the best emotions I should be in if I want to perform? Well, I probably want to feel confident. Well, what's some strategies for me to feel confident right now? Again, I could listen to some hype music. I could go to the gym. I could do a certain move with my body. I could use my voice in a certain way. I could start repeating positive affirmations to myself. Maybe this will make me more confident. When I feel better, it's a lot easier to go out there and make money. It's a lot easier to go out there and show up to work in a good way. It's a lot easier to lead my team and to connect with different people around me if I'm feeling confident. So it's just like recognizing like, hey, this strategy is not getting me what I want. What is the strategy to get me what I want, and how can I tap into that strategy right now? Not later, not 2 weeks from now, not, and we hear all these cliche sayings from society that we believe, like, oh, it takes time to heal, takes time to change, time heals all. Like, no, time doesn't heal all. A decision heals all. Deciding to do something else heals all. Taking different actions heals all. So if you just take different actions, you'll probably get some different results. Like, we all know this to be true. I'm not saying something you don't know. You look very strong. How did you manifest such a great form? First, thank you. I appreciate you 100%. Simple stuff. You specifically asked how did I manifest such great form. That's a good way. I even have on my vision board. Good way to look at it. I have my vision board right now. That's David Lade up there, the bodybuilder. So, different things of that nature. I find somebody who has the results that I'm looking for, and I look at what they do, and I just try to do it for myself. So, part of manifesting a good body is like enjoying the workout, enjoying going to the gym, finding something that you actually love to do, that you want to do, that you find pleasure in, and not, separating it, right? Hello, Lizard. Out of topic, but I like your dress. Appreciate you, Lizard. Shout out you. Dirty hands, clean money. Dirty hands, clean money. Right, you know, you gotta get ugly on them sometimes. You gotta get dirty on them sometimes. You gotta get dusty on them. You gotta get in the nitty gritty on them sometimes. And like, bro, like a lot of times when you in that pain, like if you just breathe deep, it really ain't too bad. From what I noticed, maybe I have a high pain tolerance. You know, my mom told me the story about when I was a kid. You know how you go get shots when you a baby, you go to the doctor's office, you get shots and shit like that. They used to say that, you know, me, like, I used to go get my baby shots, and I never cried when I got my shots. And all the doctors used to come in the room and watch the baby that doesn't cry when he gets the shots. And it was like a whole thing. So, like, I've always had, in my opinion, pretty high pain tolerance. But that doesn't negate that I don't feel the pain. I just truly try not to react too much to the pain by like just breathing through it, recognizing that it's gonna be over soon. You know, whatever pain, I got this from Goggins, like whatever pain, David Goggins, if y'all don't know, ultra marathon runner, super tough, hell week 3 times, Navy SEAL type, you know, really a strong guy, a guy I take a lot of admiration from. And you know, what he reminds himself is like the pain that he's going through right now is temporary. You know, whatever pain it is, whatever pain you're going through right now, recognize that it is temporary. Like it's not going to last forever. This too shall pass. So if you just keep that at the top of mind and just focus on like staying present, breathing, you will get through it. You will get through it. Always recognize that you have a choice. You have a choice to make at every single second of every single day. And those choices is what make up our life. Our decisions equal our destiny. So, you know, you can decide to stay with something, or you could decide to be weak in that moment. You know, I'm not going to say that I haven't made those decisions to be weak in moments and choose comfort, you know, but I can say it's probably prolonged me getting what I actually want. So like the quicker you just decide to say, man, fuck it, I'm just gonna stick in it, I'm just gonna stay with it, I'm just gonna be strong and just like get through it, the quicker you'll get to that end destination. But the more you weak, the more that you you know, become weary, the more that you second guess yourself, the more that you have those moments, it's probably just gonna prolong you from getting there. But you know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do if you're not ready, if you're not battle tested. But you gotta push yourself to know how far you can actually get. And you know, one of the biggest things that I've taken to when I'm pushing myself to those extra limits is just take deep breaths, man. Like you can usually prolong some pain, prolong some time by just breathing deep. I noticed this in the sauna too. You know, you get to that 20-minute mark, that 22-minute mark in the sauna, and you want to go those extra 3 minutes, and it's like, man, this shit is really, really hot. Like I'm really, really suffering right now. You know, all you gotta do is just like get real still. You know, real deep breaths and make it happen. And that should get you those extra 3 minutes. That should get you those extra 4 minutes. So, you know, that's just a little key. Abbas, handsome man, I appreciate you. Are you a man? Are you a woman? Show us your pet turtle. I don't have a pet turtle, but this is my little homie, Awesome. Awesome, come here. I say what's up to Awesome, man. He is. Hey, what's up, Awesome? Yes. Hey, what's up, man? Look at him. My little dude. Yeah, he a good boy, too. He a good boy. Yeah, he a good boy. So that's awesome. Need to find this man a wife, though. Big facts. Big facts. I think I found my wife. You know, she know who she is. But, yeah, I'm definitely ready. I'm definitely ready to do whatever it takes. Ready and willing. Welly and willing. Wise words. There is responsibility in how you communicate. If you can't communicate your needs, how do you expect others to give you what you need? Big facts. Big facts. You know, big facts. I'm just going to say big facts on that one. What would you say to someone who find themselves constantly ruminating on things from the past? I'm aware there's nothing I can do about things from the past. I know there's nothing I can do about the past, but I still overanalyze and maybe try to learn from it. I don't know. I'm confused about this whole rumination thing. I'm supposed to stop thinking. It's a good question, Scout. What would you say to someone who finds themselves constantly ruminating on things from the past? I'm aware there's nothing I can do about things from the past. I know there's nothing I can do, but I still overanalyze things and maybe try to learn from it. I don't know. I'm confused. Yeah, it's a good question. First, I would say, what do you think? And that first answer is probably correct. But what the answer that comes to mind, like maybe you've thought this through and like maybe you just really have a hard time, getting past it. I would say, because I go through this as well, right? So like in my own personal life, you have to focus on, something bigger, something better. You have to reframe. In my opinion, I would reframe the event that happened in the past and then like try to create a vision that pulls you forward to the future. So like for example, let's say this is like maybe a breakup situation. Like I've had breakups and going through situations where I lose somebody I really care about, and I thought you was gonna be together and you're not together, and these type of things, right? So it's like in those situations, it's really a tough moment. Like it's really something that really pulls on your heartstrings. Like it's really a deep emotional experience, right? So it's like it has that trigger of like maybe I was with this person every single day, maybe I was texting this person every single day. So we have to recognize, like, give yourself some grace. Like, there's probably a pattern that you're used to, which is the reason why you're triggered to go back to the past every single day. But it's like, do you go back to the past and associate negative emotions to the past, or do you go back to the past and associate positive emotions to the past? So it's just like you're saying that, what can I do? Maybe try to learn from it. It's like, yes, learn from it in a way to where you set a positive vision in the future. So like, for example, let's say I'm going through a breakup and my goal is a positive and loving relationship. Whether I'm in the phase where I say that, I really want this person back and I want a positive and loving relationship with this person who I broke up with, or whether I want to find somebody else and somebody new and, I want to move on. Either way, apply it to your situation accordingly. But what I would do is like, think about, okay, what do I really want? Well, I want a loving, happy, loving, growing, healthy relationship with this person. So it's like, okay, well, how can I reframe what happened to the past in a way to where it says that whatever happened in the past is contributing to my positive vision? So when I think about the breakup, I might be like, it was great that the breakup happened because it showed me that where I was weak, it showed me where I needed to grow, it showed me where I need to be stronger, so that way we can have the best relationship in the future once we get back together. So you see, I just took the quote unquote negative experience, the breakup, whatever, reframed into a positive experience, and then focus on the positive vision so we can have the best relationship. And again, this is what requires the strength and persistence. This is what we're talking about here. It's like, in order to do that, you have to be strong. In order to do that, you have to be not a victim. Not to say that, oh, this happened, it's a terrible person, I can't do anything about it, and I can't change my emotions, and I'm just gonna feel this way no matter what. Like, you have to be strong enough to consciously analyze and say, like, I don't want to feel this, and consciously say that, hey, I want to choose something positive. So that's where the strength comes in, and you have to persist in that vision. And whether that brings you what you want in the future or not, we don't know. But I do know the strategy of you living in a more positive state, to you being grateful for the experience and not resentful of the experience or mad about the experience, then that positive state is going to attract more of what you want. Whether you will look at it from like a law of attraction, manifestation perspective, and you say like, oh, how I feel is what I attract, or just like a practical, if I go in the world and I'm a lot happier, I'm probably gonna meet a lot happier people. And if I'm meeting more happy people, then I'm probably gonna meet somebody that is the right fit for me if I'm looking for that relationship. Or I might run into, the person who I had in the past, and, they're gonna see how much I've leveled up, how happy I am, how healthy I am, seeing that this didn't break me and just made me stronger, and they're gonna be more attracted to that. So it's only gonna be a win-win if you show up as your best self every day. But to get yourself to show up as your best self every day, it requires reframing quote unquote negative experiences, or, I'm assuming that's why you want to stop ruminating on the past. It's really going to be hard to just say, stop thinking, like you said, like, am I just supposed to stop thinking? No, you probably conditioned, you have the pattern of constantly talking to this person or dealing with this circumstance, or there's something happening with this situation that, is constantly pulling your attention. You're getting triggered, you're pulling your attention there. So it's just like, recognize that, how can I reframe this to where it's something positive that attributes to my future vision in a positive way. So I hope that helps. If you want to add more context to your situation, I'm happy to dive in deeper. I just took it from a relationship perspective because that's something I'm privy to, but yeah, we can talk about it. Scout, I would recommend practicing mindfulness. Focus on the present, discard thoughts of the past, they will bring regret. Discard thoughts of the future, they will bring anxiety. Focus on the now. I love that, bro. You know, that's part of what I'm saying here. It's not to stay in the past or stay in the future when it comes to setting a new vision. It's hard. The reason why I said it this way is because what I find is that when we get triggered, it's hard to ignore the trigger, whatever that may be. You know, you see something on social media, somebody messages you, whatever triggers you to thinking about this event or thinking about this person. It's usually hard to ignore those triggers. But if in that moment we can analyze that I'm being triggered, that's the present part. So it's like self-awareness saying like, oh, I'm being triggered right now. And it's causing me to drop in my emotional state and causing me to feel more negative. What can I do about this right now? This is all the present action. This is all the present thoughts. I can reframe it and think about something more positive in the future. Well, this happened for a reason, so therefore I can have the best outcome in the future. I lost this person, so therefore I can find somebody even better. You know, this happened, so I can be a stronger version of myself, so I can be even better for the person that God really has in my life. However you want to reframe it. And then once you reframe that, it's like the question of what to do now is like, if I already had what I want in the future, if I already was in this healthy, loving, happy relationship, what would I be doing right now? Would I be, you know, laying on the couch and sad about how I don't have something? Would I be, you know, listening to all the sad music? Would I be telling all my friends about, you know, how I'm so sad about this and this? Or would I just be living my life? Would I just be enjoying my life? Would I just be, you know, living every day? Because it's like we go through experiences and we recognize that, hey, if I had this in my life, I wouldn't be so damn focused on it. I would just be, you know, focus on self-improvement, focus on work, focus on me, focus on improving my health. Like, you know, this game is a game of self-improvement. You improve yourself enough so you can give that best self to the world. So it's like a lot of time we'll spend on the day in, day out. It's just like making ourselves feel better with healthy practices, with healthy habits, things that make us feel better in the moment and things that can make us feel better in the future. So like a lot of my day just looks like, you know, personal development, whether that's reading books, meditation, working out, journaling, eating and cooking healthy food, or working on my purpose, hopping on live, creating content, doing coaching calls, doing sales calls, or having fun, you know, watching a movie, doing yoga, meeting up with friends, meeting up with family, you know, doing things that bring me fulfillment in that way. So a lot of those things are in my daily routine already. And like the person that you want in your life, that's just gonna add to it, or whatever the experience is. Again, I'm just relaying this to a person, but hopefully you're taking something from this that you can apply to your specific situation. But it's just like, yes, you don't want to stay in either of those places, but sometimes you just get triggered to where you do go in the past, and then that's when you want to reframe and think like, okay, that's not what I want. This is setting me up for the future. What would I be doing right now? So I think you're spot on, Frog, when it comes to, you know, focus on the now, focus on what you can do right now. But when you do get triggered, what do? You reframe. You say how this event is actually something positive. Green Dog. I'm sorry to conflict with beliefs, but it always gives me a calmness to remember that we are all apes and all we really need is food, water, and sleep. Um, you don't have to apologize for your difference in beliefs, brother. I think that difference in beliefs are what push society forward. You know, if we all believe the same thing, we'll all be the same way and there'll be no progress. So like having differences, having uniqueness, I think is important in society. And then at the end of the day, as a collective consciousness that we can come together and collaborate and work together to find truths that serve humanity instead of hurt humanity, I think that helps. So, you know, just from a less philosophical place about, you know, and more practical, I do think it is more practically helpful for building self-belief and self-confidence to think of us as something greater than the animals of the world, because then that instills something that self-belief and that self-confidence to know that we are, you know, maybe something more intelligent or more conscious or more divine or more spiritual tapped in nature, you know, and that can help us when it comes to solving the problems in our life, because we don't associate with you know, the more primitive aspects of our psychology. But I can definitely appreciate where you say all we need is food, water, and sleep. Because I do think that, understanding that we are truly not that, let me rephrase that, understanding that attachment does lead to suffering, and we can detach to a lot of these materialistic things that we think we need, and just understand that truly when we get back to the basics of what we need to survive, like as a vessel, that's what our body is after survival, and to survive we need food, water, and sleep. Then we can become grateful. Once we detach from all those materialistic things, we can just say, I'm alive, I got food, I got water, I got sleep, I got some clothes on my back. I'm grateful. Like I can be grateful for this moment. When we start to attach ourselves to everything materialistic, and well, I have this house and I need to have this type of certain house, and I need to have this certain type of car, and I need to have these certain type of clothes, and I need to have a certain type of women, I need to have these certain type of friends, I need to have a certain type of relationship, I need to have a certain type of body, I need to have a certain type of money. Like I need these things in order to give me some type of self-worth, or to make me feel like myself, or to feel self-actualized. I think that's when we go into the trap of suffering, because, we're setting up a unrealistic expectation for future events. Like, yes, ideally we'll always have, materialistic luxury things in our life because we're worthy of those things. But what happens if it's not there? What happens if we change over time? What happens if, we grow over time and we recognize that, hey, my life is better served not having these materialistic things, and giving them away? Well, at that moment, you're gonna go through a big identity crisis and have to shift, because you're like always spent your whole life so attached to these materialistic things, and now you've shifted in consciousness to where you say, I want to, give more things away. I want to live a more detached life, and I want to give more to people, and all this type of stuff. And you're just like, well, what does that mean about me? What does that mean about my self-identity? Am I really worth anything? So I find it very imperative to like not attach self-worth to anything external or materialistic, and more so the intrinsic things that we were born with. I think the saying is cliche and overused at this point, but I do believe it's true, which is, the best things in life are free. The best things in life we've been given. We've been given an imagination. We've been given a heart for free. We've been given a brain for free. We've been given a body and a vessel and a vehicle. We've been given a mouth, ears, nose, eyes. How would we experience any of these things in life if we weren't blessed with the senses, if we weren't blessed with these internal gifts? We wouldn't even be able to create any of these things. So if we couldn't create any of these things without what we already have, what's more valuable? The things that we created, or the thing that actually created it? So we have to let's just constantly pour into ourselves, and then after we pour into ourselves, we can recognize that divinity in others, and we can speak to that, and we can lift people up. And then you'll notice, like, hey, they're getting more energized by the things that we're by the perspective we're adding to their life, in whatever form that you would like to do that in. I do it through speaking, but some people do it through art, some people do it through music, some people do it through writing, some people do it through movies. So, however you want to give and inspire and energize others, I think that's good. I think that's good. I'm sorry to conflict. Austin is so precious. His name is Awesome. So actually, it's not my dog. It's my dad's dog. And my little brother named him when he was young, and he named him Awesome. So it's awesome, like totally radical, awesome, dude. Not Austin, but I appreciate you, bro. Austin is a G. Awesome is a G. Say it up again, Awesome. Yeah, the big one, not the little. Yeah, he's a good boy too. I think you make an excellent point about reframing the past. I agree with you. I appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you. April, hello. Woohoo. Hi, sexy man. Hello. How are you, April? You're divine and heavenly. I appreciate the kind words. I appreciate the kind words. I think you are divine and heavenly. I think we're all divine and heavenly, and that is what we're talking about in this video. Appreciate you, Frog. Yes, yes. Awesome loves you too. And that's what we're talking about in this videos, like these intrinsic traits that we all carry, which are strength and perseverance within. something that was given. You know, I think we just lose touch with these things over time. Like if you go look at a baby, if you go look at a kid, if you go look at a toddler, them is some of the strongest and most persevering, persistent creatures on this planet. You know, even me, like, they used to always say that I was always curious and bumping my head and shit and had big knots in my head, and I'll bump my head, not cry, get up, keep moving. Like, you look at babies, like, they'll fall off the couch, boom, laugh, you know, get up, keep moving, you know, go explore something else. So, like, you know, we have to learn from the kids, bro. Like, we have to learn from who we truly are. You know, it's the adults that cause the problem. You know, it's the adults that when the kid bump their head and then they overreact. Oh my God, you just bumped your head. Are you okay? Now the kid is reacting. You know, oh, I like this attention. Let me cry and get more attention. I'm crying and getting more attention. So, yeah, appreciate you, Green Dog. Appreciate you, Frog. Appreciate everybody who's tapped in. Probably gonna end it here. You know, we just went an hour. It flew by. I appreciate you all for watching, tapping in. Glad I caught you guys at the right time. Hopefully something was said that impacted you. Subscribe definitely for more lives. Definitely enjoy the live format. Just interacting with you guys is super dope. So subscribe for more lives. I'm going to be doing this way more often. And any last thing I want to mention, any last questions you guys have, any last topics you want to talk about? I appreciate you, Frog. I appreciate the subscription. Anything before we hop? That was pretty much everything I wanted to get off. I think this was very productive conversation on strength, perseverance. I appreciate you, Green Dog. Appreciate you guys. Bless us. Welcome to you today. Thank you, sir. Hey, likewise, brother. I feel the same. I feel the same. I feel the same. All right. Well, think that's going to be it for today. Catch you guys all in the next one. Hope you stay blessed, on your purpose, get into a bag, all that good shit. God loves you so much. I love you guys so much. And it's all working out. It's all getting better. Just continue to focus on things that you want, not things that you don't want. So that's how we're going to end it. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. Move towards the vision, not towards submission and giving up. That's what the devil wants. But there's something inside of you. There's something calling you for more. And through getting called for more, you're going to have to become more. And through becoming more, we're going to have to get stronger. We're going to have to persevere a little bit longer. So I know you all have it in you to do it. Just, you know, believe in yourself. Never give up. You know, put yourself in positive environments. And I think we'll all do good. So thanks, guys. Yes. Thanks, bro. Take pride in yourself, for sure. Take care of yourself. Thank you, brothers. My guys. All right, catch you guys. See you.